Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Hampton.
Excuse me, officer. Yes, I think I'm reading. No more questions, officer. God help you.
So we always say the Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to done. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that. You're going to have to say that I am a proletarian. I am the people. I'm not the pig. You've got to make a distinction. And the people are going to have to attack the pig. The people are going to have to stand up against the pig. That's what the Panthers are doing. That's what the Panthers are doing all over the world.
If you ever think about me and you ain't going to do no revolutionary act, forget about me. I don't want myself on your mind. If you're not going to work for the people, if you're asked to make a commitment at the age of 20, and you say, I don't want to make a commitment at the age of 20 only because of the reason, because I'm too young to die, I don't want to live a little longer, then you're dead already. You have to understand that people have to pay a price for peace. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare not struggle, then damn it, you don't deserve to win. Let me say peace to you if you're willing to fight for it.
We have brought to trial here Fred Hampton. You are here to judge between two conflicting testimonies. Somebody is lying. Now, reason stands, reason is very clear here, that Private Jones, who had come from Sanford, North Carolina, would have no great desire to see Fred Hampton up in this trial.
Later, Fred asked the audience to stand up, and we did. He then told everyone to raise his or her right hand and repeat in a fist and repeat, I am. And we responded, I am. Then he said, a revolutionary. And some of the audience repeated, a revolutionary. I considered myself a lawyer for the movement, but not necessarily of the movement. The word revolutionary stuck in my throat again. Fred repeated, I am. I am. And the audience responded in kind this time when he said, a revolutionary. The response was louder. By the third or fourth time, I hesitantly joined in, and by the seventh or eighth time, I was shouting as loudly and as enthusiastic as everyone else. I am a revolutionary. It was a threshold to which had took me and countless others. I felt my level of commitment palpably rising. Fred was speaking in a quieter voice.
But Fred Hampton, a key figure in this community, has great reason for not wanting to be put in jail.
But the state's attorney and the state's attorney's office has reasons to see Fred Hampton in jail. We've got a new state's attorney, you see. And he said already what he's talking about. People that had different political beliefs than he had. His speeches sound somewhat like those of Hitler. And we know why he wants to see Fred Hampton put in jail. Why do I have a lot of arrests? Because of harassment. Why is there harassment? Because the people that harass me have set up a problem that made me disagree with them violently, and they set up this problem in order to exploit me and other people like me. And why they want to get rid of me? Because I'm saying something that might wake up some other exploited people and some other oppressed people, and if all these people ever get together, then these pigs that are exploiting us will be able to run into the lake. That's why they want to get rid of us. And it's just it's sort of like a primary thing with me. I'm the first move that they'll make. I'm a part of the organization who will be the first organization they'll move on because I happen to be a part of the organization, the Black Panther Party. That is the only organization, in fact.
I believe I was born not to die in a car wreck, slipping on a piece of ice, or of a bad heart, but I'm going to be able to die doing the things I was born for. I believe I'm going to die high off the people. I believe that I'm going to be able to die as a revolutionary in the international proletarian struggle, and I hope that each of you be able to die in the international revolutionary proletarian struggle, that you'll be able to live in it. And I think that struggle is going to come. Why don't you live for the people? Why don't you struggle for the people? Why don't you die for the people? Fred finished, everyone stood and applauded again, unaware of the truth of his prophecy. We chanted, "Free Fred Hampton," and the church reverberated with the clapping and stamping of feet.
that it came out and stood up loud and clear and said that we don't care what anybody says, whether they have guns or not and badges or 18 uniforms. If whenever they step outside the bounds of legality into the bounds of illegality, then we'll blow their brains out if they're bothering the people. And what makes them mad about that? They're constantly bothering the people. Anybody that's out there for the protection of the people happens to be in direct conflict with them. What makes them mad about it? What makes them mad about it is that they have black people and white poor people and red poor people and Puerto Rican poor people and Latin American Puerto Rican people of poor people of all of it says they have caught up in their movements based on racism when the Black Panther Party stood up and said that we don't care what anybody says. We don't think it's fight fire with fire best, we think it's fight fire with water best. We're gonna fight racism, not racism, but we're gonna fight with solidarity.
Fred Hampton said we don't fight racism with more racism, we fight racism with solidarity. You don't fight white capitalism with black capitalism, you fight white capitalism with socialism.
We said we're not going to fight capitalism with black capitalism, but we're going to fight with socialism. We stood up and said we're not going to fight reactionary pigs and reactionary state attorneys like this and reactionary state attorneys like Hanrahan with any other reactions on our part. We're going to fight their reactions where all of us people are getting together and have the international proletarian revolution. Right on. And that's saying all power to the people. Right. That's saying that no matter what color you are, you're just only two classes. And that's saying there's a class over here and there's a class over there. And the reason that this class over here has never did anything to get this class off its back because this is lower, this is upper. This is the oppressed, this is the oppressor. This is the exploited, this is the exploiter. And these people in this class have divided themselves and say, I'm black and I hate white people. I'm white and I hate black people. I'm Latin American and I hate hillbillies. I'm hillbilly, I hate Indians. So we fight amongst each other. And you heard the testimony of pigs here. You got pigs of all colors, you know that. You got pigs that are white, you got pigs that are black.
Charismatic as fuck. He's saying that people are all different colors, and so the elite and the ruling elite and the people in charge, the people in power, the upper class, the oppressors, the exploiters, want to fuck over the people because, you know, they're pieces of shit. You know, they're just rich, greedy, greedy capitalists, power-mongering assholes. So we know what they want. They want all the power. They want all the money. We know what they want. But when you unite the people, you got brown, you got white, you got black, he was talking about red, yellow, and all these other colors. So he's saying the 1% doesn't want the 99% to get together, so racism is very much integral in a capitalistic, imperialistic American system.
You even got things that are black and white. Propagating the same type of madness that this buffoon Hanrahan would be propagating if he were here himself. And why? Because they want to cheat you to believing that I'm your enemy, and that everybody else that's black and that wears a lot of hair on his head and hair on his face, they want to keep you thinking that he's your enemy. Why? Because if ever you would disregard him and overlook him just for a minute and throw away that question of racism and start dealing with a little logic, then there would be no one else you could attack other than Hanrahan, other than Davy, and other than Tricky Dicky Nixon. If you make the right decision, you can depress people in the world and get complete satisfaction. I know you return a verdict of not guilty. Thank you.
So that's Fred Hampton having to defend himself in court and somebody there with a movie camera. Thank God somebody was there with the movie camera because he was awesome. He was smart, he was articulate. He presented his case and I think he won. I think he won too. I like Fred Hampton clips. I don't know if this is a Fred Hampton clip or not. Chicago, Fred Hampton Jr., Deborah Johnson.
This is my son, Frederick Ted Jake Johnson Hampton. He was born December 29th, 1969, about 3 weeks after Fred was killed, his father. He's a senior at Children's High School. He does some rap, which is young people's music. And he likes to draw his into art. And
So this is fantastic. I'm seeing Fred Hampton's son.
And I guess I kind of made him my reason for wanting to live. When he was born,
It was cold in the tiny windowless interview room at the Wood Street police station. I looked across the wooden table at the large-boned woman with a short afro who was shaking and sobbing. Deborah Johnson's patterned nightgown outlined her protruding belly, revealing her pregnancy. It's Fred Hampton's son. They about killed Fred Hampton's son and his wife and his girlfriend. But Fred Hampton's son still lives. Fred never really woke up. This is a witness to Fred Hampton's murder. Fred Hampton never really woke up, she said. They shot him like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He just went to sleep and he never woke up. So for Fred, maybe he just had some barely... He was lying there when they pulled me out of the bedroom. I want to say Deborah Johnson is his wife. And then I asked, 2 pigs went back into the bedroom. One of them said, he's barely alive. He'll barely make it. I heard 2 shots. Then I heard, he's good and dead now. Fred's fiancée looked at me with sad, swollen eyes. What can you do? I couldn't think of any reply, because I couldn't bring Fred Hampton back to life.
All power to the people. And I just want to tell you that the chairman of the Black Panther Party is going to be ungagged, and they're going to have to take those chains off him. But they're only going to have to do that if there's enough organization, and if there's enough education, and if enough people know about the chairman's plight. And that's our job. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to tell everybody in the world what's going on with Chairman Bobby. A lot of people reading the papers, every bus you get on, every building that you go into, they're talking about how cruel it is, the way they're treating Chairman Bobby Field. And that's good, but what's not so good is that they don't understand that after Chairman Bobby Field, it'll be me and you and everybody else. Because when they even get to the stage of fascism, they've got to the stage where they're going to do anything that they think is necessary to force people that don't want to dig on the shit, that they're whipping on the people, they're going to force them to dig it. And they wouldn't even be doing this if it hadn't got to the stage like it is now. That thousands of people will come down to the Civic Center to denounce motherfuckers like Adolf Hitler, Hoffman, and Mussolini, and Nixon, and all these other fascists to run our society. They wouldn't get out of here now. And that's what we're down here for. Because we don't think that people that founded the Black Panther Party, the Liberation Party, the Vanguard Army for the revolutionary struggle on the international level, we don't think that's a person that's a criminal. As a matter of fact, we think that when Bobby Field and Huey P. Newton got together in 1966, they got together as peacemakers, not as peace breakers. They got together to deal with the peacemakers, peace breakers. Peacemakers like the pigs, people that come in our community, occupy territory like it's a foreign territory, as they do all over the world.
We teaching people how to defend themselves and how to be armed, and there's nothing wrong with that. The only people that don't want you to have any guns are people that intend to use guns on you. We say there's something funny about the guns in our community. We don't mind there being guns in our community, but we say there's been a misdistribution of our guns. For some reason or another, they have all the guns. And we relate to Jesse James, and things like that. That when Jesse James was on the street, the sheriff, he didn't think about harassing Jesse James.
All of us need to do all that we can to stop this rising tide of fascism. Because if we don't, we'll be in a situation similar to that situation that the Jewish people were in a few years ago. Now we understand very clearly that they've shown by their actions that they, the establishment, intend to play the role that Germans played. We have to show them by our actions that we do not intend to play
the role that the Jews played.
Socialism means you're for the people. You're opposed to socialism. Why are you against the people? You got a problem with the people? You're against socialism? Whether you're against universal health care, too, you don't give a shit about the people. You don't care about the community. You don't care about the health of... America's been against socialism the whole time. Socialism, according to Fred Hampton, means you're for the people. So if the United States is against socialism, then the United States is against its own people? You can jail a revolutionary, but you can't jail a revolution. You can kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. You can kill a freedom fighter, but you can't kill freedom. Socialism means you're for the people. Never forget that the last words on my lips is, I am a revolutionary. You don't fight racism with more racism. You fight racism with solidarity, with socialism. Fred Hampton's going to build ourselves a rainbow coalition. A rainbow coalition, a rainbow revolution. Yeah, that's what we need. America needs a rainbow revolution. Gonna build me a rainbow coalition.
They got together, you introduced Bobby Seale. Yes, they got together with guns, and there's nothing wrong with that, because we need some guns.